Hey guys, so I'm back, kind of, I think. I think I'm back. I've been away for some time and I'm sorry about it. I just didn't know what I was doing. I lost the point of making videos and uploading, and so I took some time to go into a desolate place away from being out and about in the public space on the internet. I still live under the Heathrow flight path, so there's planes in my life. For now. Maybe for a long time. I don't know. My life is planes. I put some earrings in. I lost the why behind why I was making videos. If you don't know, I used to be making videos on a semi-regular basis on YouTube. Kind of actually beginning of last year. Was it the beginning of last year? Like 2025 I was making videos, and I was doing one a week for a while. That was great because I learned so much. I really love making videos, but after a while I lost the bigger why, and so I don't know what to say. I'm having a meltdown on camera, but it's okay because this is real. And I'm gonna show you what's been going on inside my brain. I don't know how much I want to share. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I want to go back to making YouTube videos. And part of me is like, just be a vlogger. Why don't you just be a vlogger? But then I'm like, cringe. Like, what even is that? It's not a career. That's not anything. Like, what's a vlogger? That's just like a fun little dream that some 12-year-old kids have, and so why are you dreaming that? But then I'm like, well, this is a big wide world here, and if I was in school and I wanted to be a doctor, no one would say, Kat, there's too many doctors, you will never make it as a doctor, there's just too many. And I don't know why it's not the same. And I don't know why it's not the same with YouTube or online creative skills and pursuits and hobbies and stuff. I think I just got it in my head that it's like, oh, it's saturated out here. I can't be playing in this space. Who am I? Who am I to share and add to the noise of the internet? And then every moment that I spend not adding to the noise of the internet, I'm sitting here frustrated, only being able to think about what I could be creating and putting on the internet. And so I feel like I've just been poo-pooing on myself for a little while, but I think this has been a process I have had to go through to prune out many other side quests that potentially were coming from places of fear and self-reliance. And actually now I'm at a place where I've tried to let go of social medias and content creation and making YouTube videos. I was like, if it's not for me, it's not for me. And then I was like, let me go and prance away and find something else to do. And then I didn't find anything else to do because I just kept thinking about making videos the whole time. And so I'm back making videos, but I don't necessarily know exactly what it is I'm meant to be doing, because I keep thinking that I should be making something that's not vlogs. Like, let me provide you with some more substance. Let me give you some more value than a vlog. But then I just don't know what that's gonna look like, because I have lots of little hobbies and side quests and projects and stuff that I get up to all the time. And I could just share that with you in a vlog, or I could try and be educational about it and share it with you in like an educational format. But I am a jack of many trades and not master of too many, and so I don't feel like an authority to teach. But I am good at a lot of different things that a lot of people don't have the equipping for yet, and so I could teach. I could teach some things sometimes. But what do you think about a mixture of vlogs and educational specific videos, tutorial-esque type things, showing you things? Because I feel like if I was making only like This is how you learn how to crochet this. This is how you can paint a painting like this. This is how you can create a thing like this. I feel like I would miss a lot of the connection that I actually earn from creating videos. Like, I really would like to create a community of people that know me, because I want more friends. I just want more friends. And so if I don't share my personality, how are you gonna be my friend? This is a two-way street, or in this case, this is a very much a one-way street, mostly, and you can interact with me in the comments and stuff, and maybe we can become friends in real life. But if I'm not giving anything except for just like, here's some utilitarian knowledge, that's not even half of the half friendship that I'm striving after him. And so I feel like making vlogs is a part of it. At the same time, I'm thinking, what am I overexposed? At the same time, I'm thinking, what is too much to share? What is the right? Let me just close all my windows. It's okay, because you see, we have these little molehills that we climb over to get on the other side, because we don't let them stop us. We don't just take little molehills as signs that we should stop. Maybe God is testing us in how committed we are to doing the thing. And so, Kat, the fact that you live under the busiest airport, actually, is it even the busiest airport in the world anymore? Probably not. But just because you live under the Heathrow flight path does not mean that you cannot film YouTube videos, okay? That's a note to me. Yeah, with vlogging, I'm then like, I don't know how much to share, how much to keep private. I obviously don't want to put every single little thing out there. And I am someone who naturally is quite open. And so if I don't have some kind of boundary, I feel like I might overshare things. And that would be a little bit inconvenient for my life. And so I don't know what is an appropriate level of things to share. And so I've just been praying for clarity from God. I've been praying, God, would you just show me the kind of things that you would like me to do? Because I need to believe that God's in this. Otherwise, what is the point? I should be doing the other thing that he's actually asking me to do. And so basically, I really do feel like I really want to be making videos, because I want to share my life. Like, one of my greatest joys is being in my room and bringing guests over and being like, do you want to come see my room? And then getting to show them my room, because it's just my little fun place up here with all the things that I have decorated and designed. And I won't live here forever. And so I just would like to capture this moment of my life, and what I am like in this moment of my life, and what my life looks like in this moment of my life. Because I will often think, like, I wonder what my mum's life was like when she was my age, and it would be so cool if I could get a glimpse into what her life looked like. I don't know that would necessarily be a good or a bad thing overall. It could obviously have some unintended negative consequences that I can't foresee right now, but the fact remains that I always wish that I could have a glimpse into her life. And so I have every opportunity right now to provide my future children with that same desire, with that, grant that wish for them. In the future, that will happen, but I can do it now. I can be granting their wish. I can be granting their future wish now. And so that's what I've been thinking of mainly in my heart. It's like, I would love to be able to capture my life now, so that it's not just missed, and then I move on to the next part of my life, and then I'm like, oh, whoopsie, forgot, didn't do it, was too scared to do it. Too scared? Scared of what? Scared of wasting my time? That's why I need to have a bigger why. And so my bigger why has been coming to me, but I just feel like I needed to come back and say, hey, that's where I've been. I'm trying to come back. I'm coming back, and maybe I'm back. But then I might go again for a bit, and I don't want to start to then go again for a bit. Or maybe that's just fine, because who's watching anyways? But like, why am I doing this if no one's watching? you know? It's like, it's not about the numbers, but I'm like, well, it's kind of ultimately like a little bit about numbers. And so funny, like, it's just funny being like, I have all these dreams, and then just being like, I don't want to do the thing that I think is like the small beginning starting point of it, because how do I know that that's the right starting point? And it's going to take so much work, and I don't know if it's going to work. But I guess this is how every entrepreneur feels at the beginning of a journey. You know, every big thing that we see today started from a nothing at some point, and those people did not know if it was going to work. But that's the thing, so many people fail. But if God is with me, what can be against me? Or who can be against me? Not failure. Well, I just don't know. I don't know, it's a roulette, and it's just such a big use of my time to make videos, and I think the videos I want to make, because this shouldn't be that difficult to edit and to get up, even though it doesn't just slip out. You don't just like accidentally throw out YouTube videos. I know there's so many creators out there. I'm like, claps to all of you guys for everything that you do, because it's not just easy. Videos don't just happen. You really do have to put a lot of intentionality behind them, and so I'm like, what am I like? I need to know what I'm doing. So that's me just rambling for a few minutes to tell you about that. I want to be a confident woman of God. I want to know my business, know where I am, what I'm doing, and just walk in that, and not walk in this doubt and people being like, oh, she's going through something so cute and sad, and I wish that she could just break out of it into the fullness of who she's meant to be, because that would be so great for the entire world and for her and for her friends and family and for everyone that she impacts every single day. And I feel like I'm just not there yet, and that's really frustrating, because I have like this picture of who it is that I would like to be, and I'm like, surely I can see her, and if I can see her I can be her, but what's standing in the way of me and her? And I feel like it's just confidence in owning it, and it's like, owning what? And it's like, well, God already has told me who I am. I already know who I am. I already know who I want to be and who I don't want to be, and so why don't I just be that thing? What's in my way? What is stopping me? I think it's fear of not being able to carry through, fear of not sticking with the vision, because the vision is still like, I think I know, but I don't know that I know, because I don't trust that I know. It's a fear of also like other things in life that I can't foresee now happening and taking me away from being able to have the time to pour into being consistent online. But I think if I'm doing life but I'm not showing up online, I'll always feel like I haven't started yet, and so that is a good signal that I am meant to be making videos. But also I think I'm just going crazy in my head, because I'm like, I don't see anyone else on YouTube having a freak out about who they are and what they should be doing. They're just making YouTube videos, and so they're so cool and I'm so not, and maybe because they're not freaking out and I am, then I'm not meant to be doing this. Which just also feels like an attack of the enemy on my identity, but I just need to get to the bottom of that. Yeah. I also feel like if I'm spending so much time making videos, I'll have less time to do all the creation stuff that I want to be doing and I love doing so much. And so I'll be doing less. But again, if I don't capture it and start making videos, I feel like I always haven't started yet. And so I'm like, what do I make the videos about? Is there a way that I can just make quick videos where I'm not sharing any of that with you somehow, and the videos don't take that long to edit, and so I can just get on with my stuff? Is there a way that I can just be a friend online without having to share the rest of the stuff with you in a long form contact kind of way? Like, is there a way I could just like chit chat with you at my desk here and then not have to capture every single little moment and feel like those become my not secret places, but then make short form content about those things because they're still cool, but I don't necessarily want to long form edit those moments of my life? But then again, I feel like I'm like, well, who's gonna listen to me if I'm just like sitting in front of the camera talking? Why would anyone listen to me? You know? But then there are loads of people who just sit and talk online and and people watch them just talking about random stuff online. But then I have this fear that, you know, I could be like Eve and just get deceived and then lead others astray. And that would be worse than having a millstone hung around my neck and being thrown into the ocean. And that's terrifying. But then perfect love casts out all fear, and if I am doing things from a place of love, I shouldn't have this fear. And so what is it that I could be doing sitting here, if that so be the route that we take, that is not something that's going to get me into hot waters? Because I just don't want to be in hot waters. I'm a risk taker. I'm also risk averse. I also don't want to be getting here and starting fights on the internet. I would love to be a friend. I'm thinking maybe there are types of videos that I can make just sitting here and talking to you, and the editing would be easier, and then I can make shorter former videos that are beautiful about the other aspects of my life. And that would be very fun, actually, because these I could get done in a day. I could have a thing that I could be doing. And then I can still capture the other things I do, but I just don't have to do them in like a such a way. Because it's so much effort thinking of all the different angles in my life and in my room that I really need to capture in order to like vlog. But then sometimes I still have the freedom to vlog, you know, but mostly the consistent form of content could be me sitting here, for example, chatting away on a topic. And then you would get to know me, you get to know about the stuff in my life, you would get to know about the ancillary things, but there could still be a central topic. For example, how to go finding cool stuff on the internet, where to find cool filet crochet projects, how to start crocheting, how to start sewing, how to stay consistent with God. I could share some testimonies with you because that is what I love to do. I could share with you what God's been doing in my life and what God has done in my life just by talking at the camera and talking at you, and I can edit them like bish bash bosh, up and done. I could also just share with you things that I'm learning in life, like I'm learning about discipleship, and I could just teach about discipleship. And, you know, this crazy statistic that we are called to go into all nations and make disciples, and yet 10% of Christians are making disciples, actively discipling someone else. I think that's crazy. And I was guilty of not discipling people actively for a very long time until recently, because I heard that stat and it convicted me, because I was like, someone else's job, someone else can do it, but actually I should be doing it. And I think that the way I speak is can be captivating. Is that bad to say? No, I have to own it. And then I don't have to be like all around in the other people's business in my house. I can just stay in my lovely little corner here. It's the furthest away corner from anyone else, which is great. And I can just chit chat, and I could even get my DJI mic out and talk at you and not have it everywhere, which is great. And I could literally just talk once a week for like an hour. I could though, I could. And that'd be so fun. And just share with you what I'm writing, what I'm thinking, what I'm going through. And maybe people will listen. Maybe that's the format. And maybe people would listen. And so it will be mostly, this is great, it will be mostly talking at you kind of videos from here, because it's pretty and it's consistent, and then sometimes it'll be vlogs, which is great. It's really great. And then I can make pretty videos about the pretty things I make on my Instagram. What do you think? I think that works quite nicely. Well, thank you so much for processing out loud with me. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground here. I feel like I just need to ask God for some more clarity about what I'm talking about, what the segments are. Oh my gosh, I can literally share the things I love with you. I can share the cool things I've seen in a segment. I can share the music I'm loving. It's great. It's like a little stream of television news anchorage of just from my life, which could be good. I could show photos as well, or I could not, which is great. Wow, I could just sit here and chat. That is so fun. Okay, cool. When do I start? This week. With this? No, not with this. But we will save this for future reference, because this has been helpful, if not embarrassing. No, not embarrassing. Helpful. Thank you, God. We've got to get past the cringe barrier if we're going to do this, because it's like starting a podcast. That's cringe. But yes, how fun. How fun. Hey guys, so we're officially back a little bit later. I have been on a walk and been praying, and then I stumbled back across my old YouTube videos, because I actually have not... Is this too bright? There we go. I've actually actively not watched them in a very long time, because it was, I don't know, I thought maybe they were really cringe. But actually, I'm watching, I don't know why, just in my head I thought they were all really, really cringe. But actually, I'm watching some back, and I'm like, that was so fun, and I love making videos, like vloggy kind of videos. And so I feel like that actually just does need to be a part of the process or the body of work. And so I'm thinking of like maybe a weekly chatty thing. Ooh. And then maybe every other week I can swing a vlog style, pretty lifestyle video type thing, because I do love them. I do actually miss it. Watching it, I'm like, wait, why have I not been doing that? Like, that was so great. Even though it was just so much work, and I just didn't have a bigger why. But I think these are my whys. This is what I've created as my whys. I'm passionate about the restoration of beauty via art, creativity, crafts, femininity, which we can get into as a topic, and also hospitality. Oh, cameras are so satisfying. See, I've missed this world. And so, basically, I have a feeling I figured out what I want to do, which is cool. I feel like I need to just film a chatty one straight away, because I have so many things to say. Funny that I've been like, I think I've been paralyzed in just how many things I have to say. I have so many things to say that where do I even begin? But if you never begin, then you'll never begin. And so really, I probably should just begin somewhere and do some chatty times. Maybe this is the beginning. You can see the full process of me figuring this out. Maybe that's not a good idea to share that. But maybe it is a good idea to share that. This is where I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, long story short is that I really like my last videos. Now the next thing that we need to figure out is, what am I called? Because word on the street is that I'm in a committed relationship, and at some point in a committed relationship, you get married. And when you get married, your surname changes. And well, your surname changes when you get married. And so I can't really go by my first name and my second name. I could go by my first name and my middle name. And that is a handle that is free on Instagram. And if you know me, you know I like a handle that doesn't have any punctuations, hyphens, dots inside it. But it's also my personal email address for like everything. And so maybe that's fine, but like if I am planning on growing this channel, then I probably should not have my personal email address as my username. But maybe it's just the best name because it is the one that is me and it's never going to change. That name is Kat Sulins. Let me just write that out for you so you can get a little visual. I figured maybe sometimes instead of just writing captions on the screen, I can just write a post-it note because I have so many post-it notes and I love writing on post-it notes. So this would be, sorry, I use this as a coaster. This would be the handle, Kat Sulins, because my middle name is Sulin, if you don't know. And that won't change when I get married. And the S is maybe a nod to my maiden name, Sheridan. So that could be it. And that's free on Instagram, which is great. Definitely free on YouTube. But I guess the email is the only issue. And also, it doesn't necessarily read as Kat Sulins, because I've had this issue when I've been emailing people and they go, "Oh, Kat Sulins," and I'm like, no. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, there's lots of names that people pronounce wrong until they pronounce it right. Nike, Nike, you know, like that's one of the biggest names ever, and people still are not sure, even though it is actually Nike, because I listened to the audiobook Shoe Dog. Thank you very much. If you don't know, Shoe Dog is the like story of Nike, written by the founder of Nike, named after the Greek goddess Nike. Oh, she's not the goddess of running, but she's the goddess of something, maybe of winning. So yeah, it could be Kat Sulins, because that won't change, and I have that already. But does Kat Sulins, it doesn't really tell you what I'm about, but does it need to? Can it just be a name? Because I don't really know I'm not sure what I'm about yet. I need to grow into what I'm about fully. At the moment, I'm just about wanting to make videos and figuring out what they look like. So maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. I can just get started straight away with this second reboot from a place of intimacy with Jesus. I say that like I'm not sure of my intimacy with Jesus. Why? What? Buttercup? Do you like raspberries? Ooh, a reflector. I guess the other thing is that, let's talk about money. So with the finances, YouTube, I've got 603 subscribers as we speak, and I think half of you aren't real. And I suspect that as I come back to posting stuff, some of those will realize that they're subscribed to me and they will unsubscribe. And so it's not like this is kind of a profitable enterprise right now. Nor is anything that I actually create. It seems I will here and there get freelance projects for things, but I feel like I'm a creative and I love creating things, but I don't like selling my things. And so I was like thinking for a little while that I would come back to the internet and I would monetize somehow, educating people how to create things. That could still be an element of this, but I guess obviously from where I'm sitting, I can't just like see how it's going to be monetizable immediately, which is like, are you going to spend that much money? You're going to spend that much time doing something and then you're not going to even be able to make sure you're going to spend that much time doing something and then you're not even going to be able to make sure that your dealings are profitable. Because if we open up the Bible and we go to Proverbs 31, Proverbs 31. She makes sure. Verse 17. She is an energetic and strong. Verse 17. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. I'm ready to be a hard worker. God, I'm ready. She makes sure her dealings are. Verse 18. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. So let's talk about lamps burning late into the night, because, like, if I need to be up before dawn to fulfill verse, like, 16 or 15, which I actually have started waking up at 5 a.m., would highly recommend it. In fact, I'm going to make a video talking about that because it's been life-changing. But then you need to get to bed early, unless you're taking a nap in the middle of the day. But I don't know that Proverbs 31 is taking naps in the middle of the day, and we do need our rest. And so lamp burning late into the night, maybe back in the day the sunset was like 4 p.m. or something, and then they could just burn their lamp late into the night, being like 8 p.m. because that's when you need to start winding down for bed. just so many things I need to sort out in my mind. So thanks for coming along the journey with me. Yeah, okay, so this is where I'm at right now. What I'm thinking is weekly little talking segments, because I can still communicate. I can still get stuff off of my chest. I can still have a outflowing of like receiving from God and also being able to outflow on a regular basis. And then less frequently, but still a little bit frequently. Look at me just resisting that idea. But maybe the videos that I make a little bit less frequently will be vlogs that are pretty. Because the thing is, if I make a vlog, like I put so much effort into it, I can't just like chip stuff together. Maybe I could, but I just love making a TV show out of life. And that's why I'm like looking at my old videos and I'm like, oh, but babes, do you know how much time that took to edit? So much time. That I just don't think I have that much time in my life that I'm building in the future. But I still, like, I need to have an outlet. I need to have this outlet. And so, yeah, let's try that. Let's do talkie videos on a regular basis. We're going to commit to that. And then we're going to do some vlogs at some point, because then it still allows me to do vlogs, because this whole prayer process that I've been going through about content, it's been like, what kind of content do I make? But I love vlogs. What kind of content do I make that's going to be monetizable and productive and add value? Oh, but I love making vlogs. What's going to do this? And so I keep coming back to vlogs. And so having locking myself into a niche where I have no flexibility to make some vlogs would be really sad. And so I have peace about this specific conclusion. That's fun. And then, yeah, I guess the things that I'll talk about is just the things that I've been going through in my life, the things that God has been teaching me, because he teaches me so much so often. And it's not just for me, you know. He's not just teaching for me, because these are lessons that everyone goes through, because I'm not unique, even though I'm very unique, and so are you. But there are many things which we are not very unique in, and there are a lot of people who go through the same things. And so that is what I'm thinking of, and that's really exciting. I feel like, ooh, I know what I'm going to do now. Wow. Actually, pause for celebration. Thank you, Jesus, for revelations and clarity and vision, because I was praying so hard about it, and I actually feel like I've tackled Goliath. I've faced Goliath, and I have shot him in the head, and I feel like I'm standing victorious over Goliath now, because I feel like I know what I'm doing a bit more than I did this morning. Breakthrough. So good. Okay. What are the questions that I have got? Oh yeah, how do I monetize this? I guess in the vloggy type things, I can be angling for the kind of brand deals that I suggested to myself that I would like to be going for. The thing is, those aren't consistent, but I can just trust in God that he would come and provide for me. And I think that is the means. I think this is how I can get talking out and like ideas and stories out, because I just have so many stories I want to share with you, but I was like, I can't even put that in a vlog. I don't know where that would sit in a vlog. And then I can have these crafty creative videos, and in those I can do more lifestyle. I can show you what my life looks like. I can capture my life at the time for however long this goes on for. May it be a long time. Capture it, but I don't need to share too much in that. I don't need to share all the stuff, but it can be focused on some creative hobbies and the things I'm working on right now, because I also want to share that with you, because I've got so many cool things going on all the time. Like, I sew now. I didn't sew the last time I was on YouTube. I crochet now. I didn't crochet the last time I was on YouTube. I cook better. I bake better. I eat better. And so there's just so much to do. But anyways, those videos can be for that. These videos can be for this. I can go by Kat Sulins, because that is my name, and that will always be my name, whereas my other name won't necessarily always be my name. So no point growing a channel under that name when it's going to change at some point, but you don't get to know when yet. This was good. I feel like we've made progress today, guys. And so I just want to say thank you so much for coming along the journey. I think I'll post this because you can see what I've gone through to get to the decisions that I'm getting to. And the next time I'm back, I'm going to come in with just full confidence because I know what I'm actually doing now. Whereas before, if you saw me at the beginning of this video, I mean, night and day. She was a shell and now she is a beautiful pearl, is how I feel. And so thank you so much for watching. My name's Kat. I don't know if I said that. And I'm going to be making videos regularly again from now on until, I don't know, until when God says. But God's told me to make videos, and so I'm being obedient. This ain't even on my head. This is a partnership. And so this is me being obedient, guys. Nice to see ya again. Or if you're fresh here, nice to see you, and I'm nice to have you come and watch me embarrass myself at the beginning of this video, to then be back now feeling great. But they say, just tangent, they say that if you want to be like a writer, communicator, orator or something, you have to be comfortable getting way more naked in front of people than you want to be getting, than you are comfortable getting, as in emotionally, spiritually, transparency, like not physical nakedness. But if you want to create intimacy in relationship, you need to get vulnerable. You need to get a little bit naked emotionally. Does that make sense? I could go into that as well. So many ideas. Wow, you guys. Okay, cool. Well, looking forward to speaking to you again. Bye. Oh, follow me on Instagram. For now, it's Kat Sheridan. Oh, it's Kat Share. But I think I might change it to Kat Seelin, so everything is like links together, you know? Simples. Yeah, and don't email me, okay? Don't email me.